strange. Something strange.
Is that strange?
That is strange.
That is strange.
Well, that is strange. This is strange.
And welcome, everybody. We are live. It is election night, Flexi Poo.
I was head bobbing to the intro there. Boom, boom.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We're here.
We're
here. I'm
first.
wearing my back to the gold standard sunglasses. These are my gold glasses since everyone's wearing the gold color, apparently. So
Heck yeah, dude. So, yeah, how was the vacation? You were off for a couple weeks.
yeah, I was in Toronto doing my Halloween event. It was awesome. I was there for 10 days. Got to see all my friends. Got to scare a bunch of people. And, you know, I'm glad to be back home. I did miss my bed. I think that it was the first and only thing I hugged when I came home.
Oh, dude. Yeah, always.
Because I was sleeping on a pull-out couch, but it was an awesome trip. We do this every year. We raise money for the food bank, the community center that I grew up at. Still allows us to do all this. So, hey, we're here. And we have a very important night tonight.
Yeah, we do, baby. Yeah, I was. So I have a couple of sources up right now, and it's looking at like the live maps and all that stuff. Let me see here, so I can share this real quick. So this is AP News. Everybody's kind of looking at this one. They're showing, as of right now, last updated 6:49 p.m. Donald Trump at 198 electoral votes. Kamala at 99. All right. Yeah. Now, the way this map works is you see how there's very dark red, very dark blue regions.
Yeah.
That has to do with the percentage of the vote that's been counted.
Right. That makes sense.
So like right here in Maine, there's only 5% of the votes that have been counted. So it's like a light red. But I actually, I don't know, because now I'm hovering over Pennsylvania. So Pennsylvania is the hot topic, dude.
Yes.
Because they're saying like whoever wins Pennsylvania is going to win this whole thing.
I had mental notes I had written out here. I don't think it's even going to be close.
Dude,
I said there isn't going to be no elections, so the internet's still working, so we're good there.
That's true.
Everybody's good. I don't think they're going to try other things that they, did in the past. I think this is a landslide on purpose.
Oh,
and
yeah.
The reason being is I feel that he will win, but the U.S. Citizens are in for a fight in the next 6 months because I do not think Congress will certify it. I think they're going to use the 14th Amendment and say, yeah, I had this all written out in my head.
Okay.
Being like, so where are my heads at here, folks?
Yeah, let's go over it, dude. So what are you thinking?
Where I'm thinking, and I really thought about this, being like the fact that she is worse than Biden.
Absolutely.
Really is. Like their numbers have plummeted, and how obvious it seems that they want to lose this or make Trump such a decisive winner.
Correct.
Tells me one thing. The plan was, hey, this is what I saw earlier tonight.
Yeah, keep on talking. I'm just going to show this stuff while you're talking, dude, because this is just backing up what you're saying. 76.4% Trump.
Yeah.
They're predicting. So, I mean, come on, dude.
Yeah. So I think, and I had a discussion with my friend who's online right now. He just told me my camera looks sick.
Oh, yeah, bro.
My
buddy
buddy
sick
Dexter.
freaking camera.
I told him last night my opinion on all this, and I just said I think it was purposely done. They knew they weren't going to win. Let's put the dumbest, slowest person out there. And I'm not saying this because she's male or female or whatever. I'm just
You're
saying
a sexist, racist, homophobe, aren't you?
Yes, I am. Only for the next hour. No, it's more about I feel. It couldn't get any sillier. It got so silly where I'm like, are you guys purposely trying to lose this?
Right.
And I think it might be purposely, or they just know they can't win it.
Well, dude, how about
How
about Biden, dude, just coming out right after that whole Haiti was built on garbage, and then he calls all the Trump supporters garbage and Trump voters garbage. like seemingly just to get it like, ooh, like you didn't have to say that, Biden, but I think
He didn't.
Biden is like trying to get this thing lost for Kamala too, because he didn't want to get out. I think, that he didn't sign that letter saying that he wasn't going to run, right?
Yeah, that's true. And I actually am just thinking that the whole thing was, we're not going to win this. Let's muck it up so bad that his numbers are so great, because I think they're going to use the 14th Amendment, which says anyone who is an insurrectionist can be disqualified. And I think that's what's coming down the line between now and Jan 20 is when the inauguration is, or 6. When is it? No, January, right? For you guys?
So like, yeah, I believe January 6th would be when they certify. And then at the end of January is like when they kind of get in February and all that stuff, right?
Yeah. And, I was having this argument yesterday with my friend being like, well, why would they do that? And I said, well, why not? It's still part of a show.
Yeah.
They got to put on this show. I said, soon as I press not recording and we stop recording, I'm back to my everyday life. This consumed me in 2020, and it got me awake, obviously, but it can look at the 30,000-foot view of everything, which is what we do on this show. We talk about that it's important to have that view, and listen, obviously if I was in the States, I'd be voting for Trump. I mean, you'd be voting for someone who wants to destroy your country, and they have for the last 4 years, right?
But,
so I think,
but like you're saying though, like setting it up on purpose, I think that they've done all of this destruction of America, destruction of like the values, the whole transphobia stuff coming in.
Yep.
All this stuff is by design to draw you towards Trump, right?
Yes. The whole shooting, twice he got shot at,
supposedly
the raids, everything. And it was kind of like build him up so high that he has to win, which I truly feel he will.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll be that close, but I think that's why they changed that law that you were talking about. Remember, I called in onto the other show on Friday, and talked to you and Dave, about the military now being able to take action against its people.
Oh yeah, the DOD directive. Yes.
Yes, and the fact that the vice president no longer certifies the election, they changed that. And the reason why they changed that is because it would make Kamala look bad if she didn't certify it. So by taking that out a couple of years ago, being like, we're going to take it out, we know Trump's going to win, and now it's left to Congress. So it's a greater group of people. So it doesn't look so much that it's just her. So yeah, if the deep state's still playing their deep state games, we got Whiskey Shaman here. Shout out to Whiskey, says it will be undecided for sure, probably. But yeah.
Dude, I think that, like, going along with what you're saying, I think Trump wins this. I don't know if by a landslide, but I think it's going to be a decisive. We will find out tonight. I might be wrong.
Yeah.
Whoever's listening to this, they're going to be like, wow, Greg's freaking wrong. But I feel like Trump is the 9/11, dude. Like, going back to the whole like occult symbolism, all this stuff. We just had Brandon Kroll on talking about how 9/11, September 11th, used to be the coronation of kings back in Egypt.
Yeah.
And supposedly that's when Jesus Christ was born, right? You got this whole Christianization of Trump, or the Messiah of Trump, like people looking at him like, oh, he must be protected by a shield. Like, there's even a story about witches trying to put the hex on Trump and saying that he's being protected by so many of these prayers that it's forming this shield and protecting him from their witch voodoo or whatever the hell they're trying to do. But not only that, but like, he was the 45th president, which 4 + 5 is 9. Now he will be the 47th. 4 + 7 is 11, the 9/11. If he wins tonight, which I think he will, tomorrow will be 11/6, and you invert that, it's 9/11. So I'm just saying, like, dude, there's so much that's adding up to this whole 9/11 coronation day, and I'm like, yeah, it just kind of fits,
It does. And I think some people feel this is far-fetched, but you have to understand that both sides use dates, specifically moons, and dates, like the stuff that Greg's deep into, like all the stuff you're into. And it's always, oh, that's just a coincidence. Look, Quincy Jones died at the age of 91. He got an award 33 years ago to the day. Like, I have a few videos
Right.
that I've been following now. This guy always breaks down the numerological. Did I say that right? Numerology. Numerology. And I'm interested in it because it's like, oh, there's another one, and there's another one, and there's another one, and it's just like, at this point, who are we kidding? Like, we all know deep inside they all use dates. Trump talks in code, depending what tie he's wearing, and
Oh, does he?
stuff like that. Oh, always. That's what
I got a
sold me
blue
on
tie
him at the
code. I
beginning.
got a yellow tie code.
Every time one of the left side got COVID, they'd always have the same message. I got COVID. I'm okay. Yada yada yada. Apparently, that was code for they've been taken in or questioned.
Oh, right, yeah.
Which it could be. It could be the deep state saying to their people, "Hey, I got COVID." And the way
It's a dog com, bro.
It's a dog com, exactly. Where they're like, "Don't worry, I didn't say anything, but they did bring me in," or someone went in and said they made me say something, and then you can see it. So, I'm just reading some of the comments here. So Whitney, you better wake your parents up. She said they went to bed. They're not Trump supporter. So you go and you shake those people awake and say, "This is it. It's do or die for your country tonight."
Well, and that's the whole thing is, I don't know if it necessarily is, dude, because just like Whiskey saying Unitarian Party, it's one party. Whoever wins, it's going to be the same result. And honestly, when you're looking at this just from like a layman's point of view, you're going, how the hell can you not vote for Trump? Right? That's what you would think. If you don't look into the stuff that we look into, and you're just like, dude, Trump is obviously the better, like, because, like Dave, Chris, I feel like they're like a lot of people, dude. Like, honestly, they don't look into the deep, like, occult stuff because they think it's bullshit, dude. Right. And there's a lot of people that I can see where you're saying, OK, yeah, it might be bullshit. But how much has to add up before that bullshit it means something,
Listen, I'm not going to put them on tonight because I'm wearing my gold glasses. But there's the bullshit goggles, folks.
Oh, yeah.
They're on all the time now for a reason. Everything is bullshit. And we just kind of move things aside and trying to dig deep, and too many coincidences. Like, it's no different if your boyfriend or girlfriend cheats on you once, twice, 3, 4 times. There's a pattern there. They're a cheater. Why is it any different when it comes to Hollywood and politics when you go, oh, it's funny how every person that came out to support Kamala, we're all on the Diddy tapes. It's everyone that Diddy was basically, they're saying, is in this list and stuff, even though that list may not exist right now. But it's kind of like, are you not seeing a pattern here?
But you have a point, though. I mean, it's like Hollywood never talks about the Diddy stuff. They never talked about Epstein. They never talk about child trafficking. They never talk about any of that stuff. And they all vote for Democrats.
Yes. And I literally had a 20 or 30-minute conversation with my friend because he was asking me how I was feeling tonight about stuff. I said, hey, this is where we're at. And I said, the fact that in the last 4 years, not one significant person's been arrested for any of that stuff, whether it's a musician, a politician, a CEO, like really head turning, like I don't want to say names because allegedly, a Tom Spanks. I'm just, making sure we don't get kicked off here. But
I mean, the most recent significant person to be arrested for that was Mike Jeffries, the Abercrombie CEO. And I feel like that's coming, dude. That's an episode. That might be a series right there.
Yeah, no, I agree. But it's 4 years too late. Like, we've been waiting. And why? And if I was saying to my friend tonight, saying like, was it to wake up people? Who gives two shits to wake up people? If you've done something, arrest them. And if that person from now on is like, hey, that person's bad, then it's bad. You see how quickly they attacked Michael Jackson and got right on that? They didn't wait to wake up people. They just went right in there and did what they did, you know?
Well, dude,
and it's like,
that's my theory, that they're waiting on all this stuff to build the election support. And the large part who has been following that, like the trafficking, the abuse, right, the satanic stuff, they're going, why are you guys sitting on this? Why are we waiting? It's just like ABC News. What's her name? You know, she was saying, I had the Jeffrey Epstein story 3 years ago and they wouldn't let me run it. And they wanted me to, you know, talk about the wedding, the royal wedding. And I'm like, so if that happens with news, you know damn well, like the federal agencies, like all of these, you know, intelligence frickin' agencies, they have information on all this stuff, probably because these people are working for them, you know, Epstein,
yes,
Jeffries, Diddy.
They are. And it's not to say that everyone in the FBI or DOJ or CIA are bad people, but it is corrupted. We really realized that the last 4 years on what they did with Trump, and pretty well that's all election interference that they've done with Trump. They've changed laws around
honestly,
to fit their own.
I think people have been realizing that since JFK was, you know, pew-pewed. The YouTube friendly pew-pew, because like that was the go-to of, yeah, obviously it was an inside job, right? Because of all the contracts that he was trying to get done, especially like foreign relations with Israel, like the nuclear arms stuff, the whole like, hey, let's get whatever their group that funds all the politicians, right? Let's have that register as like a foreign nation and all that stuff. But I do think that they were waiting on all this stuff to drop it, right? The flood, you know, like all that Q shit that's talking about the flood is coming, drip, 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 and then a flood. They're doing it to gain momentum and gain support through the election, through the like public arena, right? The court of public opinion. They want it to look like Trump is bringing down the house, dude. And if he does, that's good. Like, we need that house to come down, right? That shit's evil and it needs to go away.
I wanted that. We all wanted that 4 years ago. And I know there's the two sides of this coin being like, well, you keep your enemies closer to you. But then I've seen videos where people very close to Trump said he was given the bad intel. Like he didn't know how bad some of these people were, that the deep state tentacles or testicles, we'll say testicles, are spread deep and wide.
Okay.
But the again, going back to, I had a great conversation tonight, going back to the conversation I had with my friend tonight, I was like, but if the military brought Trump in 2016, wouldn't they have known all this ahead of time? And would they have really allowed it to get this bad the last 4 years? Would they really have allowed everyone in the entire world to get poisoned from bad shit? Like, I'm like, I can't get past that. I can't get past that.
And the whole like Q post, like it had to be this way. Really? It had to be this way? Like this way? Like
this
family
way.
members
and I'm
dying?
I'm talking the stuff Yeah.
No, I get it, man. That's like a hard, that is a pill that I will never be able to swallow. And I'm like, dude, if this was the plan, like I can't get on board with this plan. I just think it's like, he is the 9/11, dude. He had to lose that 46th president to get him to this next pinnacle moment. And it just makes so much sense that, like, of course, the first day of after the election would be 11/6, the inverted 9/11. It's just like everything adds up, dude. And
it does. It does.
I mean, we're looking right now. So this is polymarket.com. This is live and accurate forecast.
It was at 76%,
dude,
like 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, 90.0% Trump is predicted to win. Right?
Oh, I'd love for California to go red. We have a lot of people that live in California, and they're like, they think it went red in 2020 as well. But
not only that, but look at this that I'm noticing down here that they're predicting. The Senate, 96% Republican. House, 76% Republican. A Republican sweep of everything, 74% likely.
But here's something I saw someone say the other day about Republicans and Democrats. The Democrats are just lying pigs, and the Republicans just sit back and let it happen. That's the problem. The problem is the Republicans will say, "Oh, you're doing this, and nothing happens." So this is where that change needs to be made. And I think Trump has put together a super Marvel team behind him.
Oh, like Batman?
I mean, yeah. Yeah. Just like Batman, So I think they have the accountabilities now on him, as it is with any politician. You could be your snake oil, do your little speeches, be snake oil salesman. Mm-hmm. Once you're in, something always goes awry. I think the first time, obviously not paying attention then, but more now, I could see how much better the U.S. was a lot of things, but there were still a lot of things that weren't good. And the cleaning of the swamp didn't seem to happen as quickly as we wanted or at all. It's different now.
Trump hired the swamp. He hired the swamp, and then everybody goes, "Oh, well, that's just a ploy, so that way you know who they are now." Like, he exposed them. It's like,
yes,
he could have exposed them by having like knowledgeable people come out and just tell the truth. I mean, look how many people, like Ian Carroll, prime example. How much? Who's
that? Sorry, who's Ian Carroll?
So he is like a humongous TikToker. He's on like a bunch of different shows. He's the guy with the long hair. He got the mustache, the thick mustache.
Yeah.
But he always does deep dives into little niche topics where it shows you how much control a small group of people has over everything.
Right.
And it's like, you could just do that. And just like with, the miracle medicine, right? How many doctors did we see go up in front of Congress saying, here's what you're supposed to take instead of the miracle medicine, because it's been proven over years and decades of research and we have all this stuff, right? Why isn't Trump talking to those people? Why the excuses just run out the window when it comes down to like accountability and like, oh, well, he just didn't know. He didn't have the connections. I'm like, dude, that's BS, man.
But I think that's the difference this time, Greg, is the accountability has to be there. The people that supported him and the people that didn't support him and now are coming over to that side because of how bad the last 4 years are, is like, we did notice things were better in 2016 to 2020 as a country. As I'm Canadian, so I'm just saying, even when I did my research, because we do have computers up here, we don't live in igloos up here, folks, trust me, we have internet. And I did my research. I was like, yeah, it was a better place, but the accountability, which then he could say he was surrounded by the wrong people, didn't realize how far and wide the deep state tentacles or testicles stretched. Mm-hmm. Now the accountability kicks in. It's no different with our government. Once the conservatives get in, it's like, let's say the accountability, there has to be, and I feel this is where the Republican Party could end up being dismantled again, because if Trump in the next 4 years doesn't do it, they're going to be like, well, we don't trust this guy or this side. And then that's where maybe there's no more elections.
What about, Trump being the last president, dude?
Yeah.
Like that book, that Ingersoll Lockwood book predicting the future here. You got a time traveler named Barron Trump coming back and saying, hey, my dad's going to be the last president. So I don't know, dude. But I did. So here's the deal, is we're getting into like some scenarios. We're talking about some stuff that's going on. Ashley in the chat is talking about Trump wins, might have a good 3.5 years, and then Trump ushers in the Antichrist. That's an idea that I'm definitely like, I'm seeing how the road is being paved. And I'm like, dude, we got to stop this somehow, or maybe it's just supposed to happen. Who the fuck knows? Maybe that's why it's all going down like this. But I don't know. I really don't know. But the military. So if Trump wins and there's a bunch of riots, right, you're going to have the National Guard. The National Guard's been deployed all over the place. Now, I do have some contacts in the military, and I've asked, I'm like, dude, what's going on with the National Guard? Have you heard anything about this? And they're like, yeah, it's a handful of people, maybe 30, sparsely spread out throughout different states. They're not like military armed, right? It's just like they're on standby. type of thing. You know what I mean?
And you wouldn't think it'd be most of the migrants that came in, like they all got the cell phones, they're all going to get a phone call. It's time to go now, or they're going to wait until later on.
If Trump wins, I think there's going to be some rioting over the weekend, dude.
Yeah,
because it's going to be like we have to show, just like the pink pussy hats, dude. Right. That weekend, right after he won, there was a march downtown DC. All the pink pussy hats, like grab him by the beam. You know, I'm like, dude, we're going to see something like that, but a little bit more intense, I feel like. So
I think it's going to be a lot intense. I think the next 3 to 6 months is going to be the most intense that you guys have gone through. And that's saying a lot because the last 4 years has been pretty intense.
It's been really intense, dude.
Yeah, I'm just, and it's like I said, I think Canada is the most safest prison, is what we always say up here.
Yeah.
But there's a lot going on with how many migrants they've let in, what was the plan for all these people, if Trump, they don't certify the election because now it's not up to the VP to do it, which I found interesting going, oh, they changed that. The fact that, it dropped a little bit, which it will.
Trump, 88.6% now.
I mean, I still think he won that much in 2020, but, if the plan was to let the last 4 years go the way it went, to wake people up, and I get it. It's been a century. I was in bed the other day using this is how bad my math was. I go, from 1920 to 2020. I'm trying to, like, you idiot. That's four.
Oh, boy.
4 years. See, I said 4 years. That's 100 years. And I go, if there's 100 years of brainwashing and just lying and just this whole manipulation, is it going to take 4 years to wake people up? Is it going to take 8? Is it going to take a generation? I think the majority of people have woken up to how bad and corrupt things are. They might not be as awake as we are. And, I wish they were, but there's days, Greg, I wish I wasn't awake. There's times I wish I didn't know the stuff I know. I
wish I was that guy in the Matrix who's like, plug me back in. I just want to go chew on a juicy steak and just forget about everything. But, it's one of those things where it is, maybe we're wrong. Maybe we're looking at this like too deep and we're like, hey, like all these coincidences are just coincidences.
Listen, we both said the elections wouldn't happen. We were both like, the internet will go out and whatever. Yeah. And if the time for it to go out to be now, when Trump is slated to win by at least 70%. So we were wrong on that. The 10 days of darkness. I mean, yep. It gets dark here at 5 o'clock. So we've got 6 months of darkness. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, so here's the deal with this whole like military taking over type of thing. I was listening to Tinfoil Hat, and this was episode 828, and I forget who the guest was. I'll have to look it up, but I saved a little clip and I tweeted it out so that way we could play it on the show. It's about 2 minutes long, and he talks about NORAD and Northern Command, like the U.S. Northern Command. Have you ever heard of the Northern Command? Anybody?
I've heard of NORAD, but not Northern Command. Is Northern Command us? Canada?
So Northern Command is all of North America. So yeah, it's like Mexico, United States, Canada, all that stuff, right?
Okay.
And there's different sections, and I got a map of it that I can show you. But it's very interesting because he's saying that the U.S. Northern Command, the commander of that, becomes president in times of crisis. And I'd never heard this.
I might have seen this.
I've never heard of this. So I'm like,
I've never heard of that.
I want to play this. Let's go over this here real quick, okay?
All right,
here we go.
And then if you look at the NORAD commander, he occupies an interesting position. Because if you signaled a state of emergency, who actually takes over? Well, the leader of NORAD is the continuity of government COG commander. He takes over. He's the Northcom combatant commander. He actually takes over the entire United States in the event of an emergency. And in this case, if you had a UFO emergency, he becomes the president. And so with continuity of government, the program has been there. They actually put it in originally for nuclear attack. So Eisenhower set it up, Truman set it up, and they set up all these bunkers and things to continue the government on. In the case that the regular government was decapitated, they had this secondary thing operating underground. Well, the apparatus grew and grew and grew and grew with less and less oversight. So the whole COG program, what they're doing is very interesting. COG right now has the ability to, under an emergency, to take total control of the United States.
Yes, dude.
And appoint regional governors. Yeah.
Yes. It's so crazy. Continuation of government is like,
Yes.
it's so nuts. And I think that like so much of what we're seeing is just trying to convince us that there's no hope and we need martial law, which will take like all of our civil rights and the Constitution, just set it on fire. And they never give back the powers ever again. Like it will never, it'll never happen. It's
Absolutely.
so crazy, dude.
Well, they remember the military overthrow in Egypt. They're like, we're just going to keep power until we have elections. Well, it's 15 years later,
100%. You're so right, dude. You're so right.
That's why I don't like this setup with Northcom, because Northcom didn't even exist before 9/11. So they set it up after 9/11. And Northcom is Northern Command. They control the United States now, literally. And so Northcom can be called in at any time to set up martial law style conditions. You never had that before 9/11.
What do you think about that, dude? Northcom.
That's a little scary. That's a little scary.
So check this. This is the commander of Northcom, Gregory Gullett.
Oh God!
Like
anyone named Gregory, I don't trust.
Right,
No way.
but look at his last name. It's like guillotine. It's like Guillot. Guillot. Does that mean big butt?
I'm just trying to see here.
So it's basically he's the commander of the Northern Command, Northern Aerospace or American Aerospace Command. But so check this out, dude.
And again, it's something that was put in place after 9/11. 9/11.
Yes.
Just really set forward a lot of things were executive orders. A lot of things were put in place from that. We got to do a deep dive on that, on just that stuff.
So Northern Command is all of this landmass up here.
Okay.
So it will literally lock down Mexico, Canada, and the United States. I'm like, how does the U.S. Northern Command, and this was taken off of Wikipedia, so I mean, give it for what it is.
Right.
But there's like a U.S. European Command, sent like the whole world. Like we control all this shit. Like what? What? Unified Combatants Command Area of Response. I've never heard of this.
That's, to me, looks right there as a one world government. It's one government,
right?
Running all this, so we're already there. I mean, a lot of people are like, oh, we're worried about Agenda 2030 and the
hold on.
And how did I go blank on you?
You're back. You went a little slow robot, but we got you back.
I'm back. I do. I'm trying not to move. I was told not to move. That's why I look so stiff. We're just looking here at our poll. 88% say Trump. 11% say no election results. 0% says Kamala. 17 votes. We got 19 people. Make sure you hit that like button. Subscribe. You know what I'm seeing? A lot of people loving our show, and they're like, "How are your numbers not higher?" Because you need to subscribe.
Yeah, you need to subscribe.
Watch the show.
You need to hit the like button. If you guys hit the like button,
don't be a mofo.
Hit the like button and comment too, because commenting gets us in the algorithm and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So love you guys for doing that.
Greg's in there commenting, and I'm liking everything, and I can comment too. But yeah, let's get those numbers up. So that's what we have right now in our poll. If you guys get a chance, write in the comments. I think we all know that Trump's going to win tonight. I just can feel it. But let's write a comment about what I was saying. Do you think he'll be a smooth transition, or are they going to try to do something at the inauguration? So, tell me your thoughts. Let us know in the comments what you think. Do you agree with what Greg and I are saying? That down the road something's going to happen. Maybe they'll use the 14th Amendment with the insurrectionists. That's what they're calling them. And that's why they changed the law. They changed it from in Congress that the VP doesn't certify the elections. all it doesn't have to look like the bad person or represent you guys. Whether they represent you or not, I don't know.
Yeah, it's all by design. I mean, make Trump look like the victim to bring him in. And, you know, it's like everybody supports the victim, right? Oh, shoot. Uh-oh. You okay? We got Flex.
Disappear again?
He's
I'm
glitching
good.
a little bit. But dude, I want to I want to look back at this Northern Command thing here real quick, because this is their website, right? So U.S. Northern Command, if we look through this stuff, this is the kind of stuff. So Helene response effort, from what I heard, Hurricane Helene, no one was responding to this. Like, they weren't letting anybody do anything.
Yeah.
But I mean, this is showing that they did a lot. So maybe that was some fake news or something, or I don't know if this is legit, but look at this. Storms take responsibility of NORAD. And when you try to click on this link, it's a dead link, bro.
Oh.
And that's right on the top of, like, why would they have a dead link right on their header? You know, like, and if you click on this one, you know, it's a live link. It shows you all their stuff, right? Mm-hmm. But I do want to point out that, you know, you'll see this picture of the miracle medicine right here, right? Mm-hmm. And if you look at NORAD and Northern Command's basically active duty support of the military or the miracle medicine response, you'll see somewhere down in here. Let's see. They were asking. So Mark Esper, SecDef, they were doing a bunch of stuff. But the biggest part is right about right here. In February 2021, as the plague pandemic continued and, you know, miracle medicines became available, FEMA in the states requested DoD to provide support to 48 community miracle medicine sites in 42 cities across 25 states, blah, blah, blah. From February to June 2021, approximately 5,100 military, medical, and support personnel assisted with providing approximately 5 million miracle medicine doses to communities in need. So I'm just saying, the military isn't going to come save you, everybody. They're there giving you this stuff. 5 million. So I'm like, how does this equate to
where have they
saving
been
us?
the last 4 years? Right? We all know
It's a
happened in
sting
2020.
operation. Flex.
Where you been? Where you been? You know? Sorry. Like, first of all, we don't have a military up here in Canada. We got a couple guys on horses with hockey sticks, and they will whip, you know, what do you call it? Maple syrup at you, slow you down.
Oh, there you go.
But how has this miracle thing still being administered and still going on? You know, and is Robert Kennedy Jr. going to be on that? Because
and that's the thing, dude. Like, if he exposes that, where does that leave Trump? I mean, Trump's involvement, like Trump basically, if you look at Trump urging the FDA to roll out the emergency use authorization, right? It was Trump pushing the button saying, hey, knocking on the door saying, we got to get this thing out. And that is the root of why this thing was allowed to be out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, without the emergency use authorization, you don't have this thing getting pumped into people at all.
Yeah.
Because you have to look at these doctors that were going out in front of judges, in front of courtrooms saying, we have something else that people can be using, and it works.
Yeah. Yeah. And you'll have that group of people that say, well, he didn't mandate it. And it's just like, if you still believe in black hat, white hats, did they say you need to do this, or we're going to drop a briefcase bomb somewhere or something? Like, why did he have to play this hand? And the hand of putting that into people. I will never figure that out. I don't think it's ever going to be brought up. Kind of like 9/11. Like these are certain things. 9/11, the moon, and this. These are the three things I want to really know answers to, and the Earth
and the Vatican. What's going on down there?
Like what's really going on? I just feel these are things that they will always give us enough to say to keep us meaning the awake people complacent, because we get complacent. We've been complacent for 4 years. Being like, oh yeah. And I'm like, we shouldn't be complacent. They should have arrested people by now with all this kid stuff. There should have been a whole investigation into what happened in 2020. It's like, did we forget about that? Like, it's kind of like, oh, let's just forget that happened and move on to 2024. And, even the last debate, it wasn't even brought up. He was just like, oh, we just moved. Trump even said, we're just moving on. And I'm like, you destroyed people's lives for 4 years.
Well, and that's like, something that never came up on Joe Rogan. Like, I mean, Joe Rogan was attacked because of this whole alternative solution that, like, like CNN put the whole fake green screen on him, made him look ill and all this. So I'm just saying, like, he should have drilled down more into this whole thing. Like, if Joe Rogan really wanted answers, he'd be like, dude, what's going on with this thing? Like, why have you pushed this thing so hard? Like, why are you saying you're the father of this miracle medicine? Like, and not only that, but just like inflation, dude. Like the COVID spending, that caused the inflation that we're going through right now. Or, I mean, it basically is the majority of the cost.
It didn't help, that's for sure. And that's the situation we're up here in Canada. Trudeau's deficit and debts outweighs every other prime minister that's ever been prime minister in Canada. So it's just like you got 15 people that have been prime minister, 20 people.
Well, I think it's on purpose, dude.
One person has spent more money than all of them.
Yeah.
And nothing's gotten better. Like, it's kind of like,
right.
What are we doing? Like, we literally we're complacent because we get enough stuff, which is our fault too. People come onto our show, we talk about really cool topics, we get down and dirty, and then we press record, and then we're done, and then we move on with our lives. But it's just like, what are we going to do? The time is now. You got the next 4 years. Trump's got to put up or shut up, and his team too, meaning like there's got to be some changes.
Well, dude, I think
changes.
All of this stuff has been on purpose as far as inflating the economy, the financial bubble, that it will burst. Trump used to talk about that all the time in 2016. We're in a bubble. It's going to pop. Like, our economy can't last like this. But all he did was step on the acceleration pedal, especially during COVID spending. And I think that is intentional, because when Trump gets back in, the economy will crash. And when the economy crashes, guess what they're going to push? The digital dollar.
Yeah.
Trump or Elon with his X app. I mean, Elon was out there saying like half of the world's currency can be run on his application. They're going to have this, digital kind of biometric system, the way of buying and selling. You can't trade without it. It might be a mark that goes in your hand or your forehead. I'm just saying.
Where I think it's going to go with that, Greg, is Trump is going to eliminate taxes, which will free the world up to a certain degree. But the catch-22, the other end of it, is you have to sign up for this digital currency. And I guarantee you, everybody out there would be like, I'd rather get all my paycheck and pay a flat tax than this. And that's just another way of selling our souls. I'll be straight with me. If they said, hey, you don't have to pay taxes anymore in Canada, but you got to sign up for it, I'm like, yeah, sure. Why not? Because it's going to go that way anyways.
Exactly.
It's the next person that comes in after Trump that might bring in the digital. It might not come in during Trump's presidency, but, talking about going back to the gold standard, hence why I'm wearing the gold glasses,
dude, I did want to talk about that. There was a bookmark. I bookmarked something because there's a big Q guy who was asking this question here.
So while you're doing that, it says Danielson here says Trump is up 5.5 million in the popular vote.
Oh, wow.
Which is quite interesting. I'm like, whoa, okay. I think at this point he's winning. It's just
he's the 9/11 dude. He's going to win. He has to fulfill the prophecy. So, but like this guy right here, Fletch 17, right? 17. Thank you. He's like a big Q guy. Look at that. Ephesians 6:11, armor of God. 6:11, 9:11. It's
inverted.
I mean, come on, dude. But coming soon, the golden age of America. This is a Donald Trump truth that he pointed out. And then this guy goes, what do you think Trump means by this? The golden age. Right. And
and he's been wearing like black and gold.
Right.
At the rallies. By the way, I'm a big fan of black and gold for sure.
Dude, black and gold is awesome.
That's pretty cool.
It's awesome, but it's very Freemasonic. It's very, the Egyptian Osiris god. I mean, there he is right there. But
there it is. Yep.
There was somebody, I saved the other bookmark here. It was this. This woman replies, I can only go by what the Bible says on this topic, golden age. And if we look at this, in the last book of the Bible, we read of a time that is coming with the Lord Jesus Christ will reign on earth for 1,000 years. This will be Earth's golden age or millennium. Look up Revelation 20:1-7. In Scripture, this 1,000-year period is also described as the world to come, the kingdom of God, the last day, the renewal of things, all this stuff, right? Mm-hmm. And so I've heard Trump talk about the 1,000 days. It's going to be 1,000 year of peace. Like he's even thrown that out there as like a gesture towards this idea of this 1,000-year period of peace.
Golden Jubilee. There's a lot of gold. There's a lot of gold being thrown around right now.
And if you look at the, what is it called? The Kali Yuga, how they have golden years or golden age. You have the silver age, the bronze age, and the iron age. And some are arguing that we're in the iron age right now, and we're going to go back into the golden age, and it will be this 1,000 years of peace, prosperity. But with that, I mean, you're going to have robots, you're going to have AI doing shit for you. You're going to have like a bunch of free time, universal basic income, and you're going to have this electronic biometric stuff, right? So it's one of those things, man, where I'm like,
it's a catch-22, right? You'll get this, but you have to get this. And it's the other side that might not be so bad now, but it's when the next administration comes in, 4 years from now, 8, 16, 20. I just did some quick math there. 4, 4, 4, 4, and 4. It's when it changes throughout what happens. And again, they've destroyed your country so much. Same here in Canada, that I feel the next person that comes in will spend the first part or majority of their first 4 years trying to fix it. It's like a lot of people are hoping Trump will fix a lot of things. Immediately, and I'm like, he's going to have his hands tied because of the destruction that's happened in the last 4 years. We're no different here with our liberal government, where the conservatives will come in, and even if they do 1/3, of what they said they're going to do, that's enough to change a lot in Canada. But you may not be able to do it. It just might not be able to in your first term, anyways. Right?
Dude, I agree. But I mean, there's just so much symbolism and stuff that's adding up to this that I'm just like, there's no way. Like this, dude. Today marks the 23rd year since the murder of Bill Cooper. Behold the pale horse, right? That guy. We had the pale horse at the Olympics this year. Mm-hmm. It's the year of the dragon. The dragon will usher in the first beast. I'm just saying, we're having an election in the year.
Are you saying the year 2024 is that year, or coming up 2025?
We are in the Chinese year of the dragon right now.
Okay.
So I'm just, and you have all this symbolism, the symbology of like end time symbology at the Olympics. Everybody's
There's a
talking
lot everywhere. You see it everywhere.
And, behold the pale horse, Bill Cooper. he died today, 23 years ago. Look at this one, dude. I couldn't believe this when I saw this. This is actually a real article from the New York Post. Kamala dies at National Zoo. Beloved elephant euthanized day before the election, and the internet has jokes. This is an elephant named Kamala that they euthanized days before the election. Kamala.
Didn't they just do that with a squirrel?
Yes. But I mean, look, the elephant is the symbol for the Republican Party, is it not?
Oh, yes, it is. Sorry, I didn't even clue into that.
You know what I'm saying? And
yes.
I mean, dude, what? Like, are they sacrificing these elephants now for this shit?
This the next red raccoons from whatever happened recently. They went and got a warrant and they got a judge to sign off it. And they came in and took, and like, listen, that'd be upsetting. It's obviously, you know, I've been following a little bit of it. But again, it's just kind of like, it's just, you've got the biggest election of a lifetime going on. And this is what's on the Instagram and everything about a squirrel. I'm like, where are we at? You know?
Well, and dude, it's like, there is some symbology there too. I was watching Donut and he was talking about the squirrels and like the memes. There's some meme magic going around with it, right? So like everybody's trying to save the squirrels and all this stuff. And I don't know what yet.
Yes, I'm not forgetting Freddie the raccoon, Danielson. I did say raccoon. I just didn't know his name. Danielson has been wanting to get a raccoon, a pet raccoon, because I had one sneak into my house one time. Came through the screen door, snuck in, and now he wants one. But apparently you're not allowed them, Danielson, raccoons or squirrels.
Yeah. You'll get swatted, dude. I don't know.
Or in Canada, guns. So it's all right. Whatever.
Dude, I just, like, there's just so much stuff going on right now. Here, let's take a look and see what we got going on with the election. So last update was about 2 minutes ago. Donald Trump at 210 and Kamala at 113. Let's look.
And what does he need to win? 260 or 270?
270 to win.
Okay.
And Poly Market has now 92.2%. Let's refresh this and we'll see what Poly Market now has as.
What happens if it says 101% and Kamala still has 5?
It might as well be. I mean, it's Trump 94.3% to win, right?
Are they saying Hawaii's going red?
Alaska.
Sorry. My bad. Yeah, Hawaii's not that big. Sorry, folks. I barely passed geography.
I mean, Hawaii has always been a Democratic stronghold. So
after what they just went through and after California's gone through and New York, wake the up, people. Mm-hmm. Good Lord. And you're in a blue state. Where are you, Greg, on there?
Washington right here.
Washington, yeah.
Good old. I mean, these are just these are projections, so it's just it's a Poly Market based on the all this prediction markets.
So what do you think? What do you think the final number will be for Trump? Right on the mark, 270.
Oh man, me being into like this number crap, I should have like thought about that. Honestly,
you should have, Mister.
I know. I don't know.
Put you on the spot.
What if he gets 3,300? Or actually 330.
Everybody in the chat, right? What do you think Trump will get for electoral votes? So 3,300 would make a lot of sense.
I mean, 330. 3,300 is a little too high.
I don't know if that's possible. You have to win every state plus Canada because we are the 51st state. I was joking with my friend the other day, and his girlfriend's like, "No, we're not." I said, "We've always been. We will be."
Yeah,
one day.
Dude,
it's happening.
It's nuts, dude. So I honestly.
So we have tester trips. Sorry, I got glasses on. So he's saying 303. So that could be possible. You take the zero out. That's a good one there.
Yep, good one.
303. That's all I see. Guys, get in there. You wanted to do this live chat, folks. Get in the live chat right now and tell me.
What did he win in 2016?
The real number or the final number?
Well, in 2016, he got 304 electoral votes.
Did he?
So 303 is not that unfeasible.
And he's still lost.
No, 2016. So 2016,
16.
The year that
Sorry.
he won.
Yeah. I should have not smoked that pen before I got on here.
Yeah. So
you could tell when I touched my face and I'm giggling. I've had a little bit of Grandpa's special juice.
Special medicine.
Or
Here,
special medicine.
here's the
This is just
2016
water
results.
for folks.
So 2016, this is what he won, right? So he got all the mid.
Wow. Okay. So you got 3-0 something.
Yeah, 304. And then Hillary only got 227. So, and that happened right around what? I want to say 9
So we're
9 or 10 o'clock at night on our time.
we're getting a lot of 3-6. We're getting a lot of 316 comments. No, it's not Stone Cold. We got Mike here. Austin 316, because that's the bottom line. Yeah. Shout out to my Malacca. Mike, congrats on your new job.
Hell yeah.
Good stuff on that.
Congrats,
We got
Mike.
330.
That's
Autumn
awesome.
Pendergast. Sorry, guys. I should take my glasses off to read this, but I'm too cool to take my glasses off. So we have 303, 300, 299. Oh, so Mike's giving us 299, and then he gives us 316. Make up your mind, Mike. What is it? 299 or 316?
Hey,
Come on.
Whitney said 316. So let's. Oh yeah, Mike did too. I get you.
Oh, yeah.
It's the bottom line.
All right.
And
So
Autumn
a lot of you are
Pendergrass
saying
is
over
from.
300, but
We have a listener from Australia, so welcome,
oh yeah, who?
Autumn Pendergrass or Pendergast.
Oh, Australia. I lived there for 5 years. Beautiful place. I lived in Brisbane for 2.5 years, and I lived in a place called Surfer's Paradise.
Damn, bro.
That's yeah. And the thing is, I will never go back to Australia because their government's worse than Canada. Hopefully they can clean their act up there. But what a beautiful place. Also, I have gotten used to flying, but I don't do water, folks. So I will fly over land. So if the plane goes down, that's it. I don't want to be on going over water. So I do fly over one lake as I come back from BC to Toronto. But you don't
want to be
lake
shark
I can
food?
swim. And there's no sharkies. So, well, congrats joining us. Awesome. Trump took Pennsylvania is what Ashley says.
Yeah,
Ashley, is that for real or are you pulling our leg?
I mean, that's what it's looking like. There's 67% of the votes for all of these. Yeah, 67%.
That's a swing state.
Yeah, so that was a big deal. Everybody was saying whoever wins Pennsylvania, or actually, who was that on Joe Rogan and Elon Musk? Oh, wow. California just comes in with a big bang there. Look at that. Everybody's blue. Even though it says 0%.
Oh,
Here, I'm going to switch it.
California. No, they're not. No, we got some peeps that live in California, and they think it went red in 2020. Whatever. It's just, I gotta switch glasses now. I'm putting on the bullshit glasses on that one. It's like, no, it's impossible. But all right, that's good.
Yeah, let's see here.
I'm just trying to read the comments here. So it seems most people are saying around 300 plus electoral votes. Like, what would you be considered a landslide? What's considered a landslide, Greg?
A landslide is
330.
anything over 300. That's like you won.
Isn't it?
You won by quite a bit. Yeah.
So what was it in 2020? Can you pull that up? What the
Let me see here.
official numbers were, and allegedly.
Yeah, let's get
Allegedly.
the electoral map here.
Danielson is California's rigged in capital letters. Yeah, I totally agree.
So Biden got 306. 3 6s. Here we go. Look at it. This was 2020.
Nah.
So see, like anything over 300 is you're pretty much you're gonna win. I mean, anything over 270, you've already won. But
which state was it that that Fox called it earlier and showed their true colors?
Arizona. Yep.
Okay.
And so this year, Arizona is looking like it's red. 50% counted. Ooh, it's neck and neck, bro. 9,004 for Donald, 9,001 for Kamala.
Okay. And Danielson says here when he was in Washington State, a lot more Trump signs than Kamala.
Yep.
So, these are people we've sent out, folks, to states to do some investigations. No,
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Danielson's our on the street reporter.
He's a roving reporter with his pet raccoon.
Here, let me see if I can get these side by side here. Let me try to. Nope. Is it not going to let me do this? There we go. Okay. So I'm going to go like this.
Oh, we're getting fancy here. Woo! Come on, Louder the Crowder don't got this.
There we go. So see, now we can see
400,000 people watching, but we've got 27. So there. Ha.
There you go. So Georgia went blue in 2020, and now it's looking like it's going red. 51% for Donald. The Golden Dawn has 51%.
So when I was watching Louder Crowder and Dan Bongino, they were talking about Florida, how there's almost an 18-point swing down in West Palm Beach area where they're saying a lot of the Jewish population lives there, the Hispanics, and which they were like, when you see that kind of swing going on in quite a few states, because Florida apparently used to be a swing state years ago. And they were quite happy to see, being like, hey, like there's such a huge difference. But again, we don't know how much from 2020 a lot of numbers were chocolate fudged. Yeah, that's the thing. But that's it. We can't even go by 2020 numbers because
look at these up here though. Like Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan, right? These were all for Biden back then. Michigan is 28% of the votes counted. 51% for Trump. Wisconsin is 60% voted and 50% for Trump. Who's the other? Other candidates have 1.5. That's like the biggest chunk I've seen for other candidates. Actually, no, maybe not. Right here, Minnesota.
Is it Kanye? It's Kanye.
Oh yeah, it's probably Kanye.
That's where he's been hiding.
But look at Minnesota, almost like 61% rounded up for Trump. Already, it would just with 11% of votes counted though. That's so bizarre to me that they can gauge the percentage of votes counted in real time. I'm like, really? In Nebraska,
you gotta take everything with a grain of salt. You know what I mean? Kind of like, because just they tell us doesn't mean it's really happening. But
look at Nebraska, dude. Like
6, for.
Really? You're going to have, like, there's some counties in here. There's Nebraska District 1 that's 50% for Kamala. She's, like, in the lead.
Well, right now you have Kamala 179 and Trump at 214, and it's getting a little too close for my liking.
Well, that's because the West Coast numbers came in. Those are always, like, the last ones to come in because it works its way east.
Because they're 3 hours behind.
Yep.
From the East Coast. But
and Nevada, what's going on here? There's like no results for Nevada or Alaska yet, or Hawaii.
Well, there you go. That's getting a little suspicious. I mean, how can California get their numbers in already in the size they are? And Nevada is that where I was going to say Ricky Lake? That's the talk show host. Carrie Lake?
Carrie Lake, yeah. Right. So I don't know, everybody. I don't know. I don't know what to think. I just know that I think that Trump will definitely become the 47th president because it's written in the cards,
numbers,
dude.
Folks.
Yeah, it's in the numbers.
It's in the numbers.
It's got to be that way.
Numbers. It's okay. Maybe the numbers are 9/11 is a good number. I mean, apparently. A lot of people saying that's the actual birth date of Jesus,
Exactly.
And that's why the deep state did all that stuff to do all that. But I'm just reading some more comments here. Tiger King is going to be moving up there in the next 3 to 6 months. Not sure up where. Here in Canada? I will invite Tiger King. Come on up. Come up. Run for our government.
Well, didn't Kanye say Trump has tiger blood or something? Or dragon blood. He said he had dragon blood.
Dragon blood. He did.
Year of the dragon. Oh my God.
Oh, God almighty.
Yeah.
It just said, Mike, here, Camelot Ding Dong just had a decent jump, but I think that's because of, like Greg was saying, the West Coast. getting their numbers in. But I did find it when I was listening earlier very interesting when they were saying how such a swing, such a change in percentage from 2016, 2020, 2024, certain places in Florida. And I think they were talking West Palm Beach and a couple other counties, which are predominantly more Hispanic and Jewish. That's where a lot of Jewish people go to retire. That number is quite different, which is interesting. Swing.
Dude, I like this. Ben Swan right here. Projected winner of Ukraine, Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris won Ukraine.
There it is. There it is.
That is some good stuff.
That's too funny. That's too funny. It's very true.
It's
too
man.
funny.
But look at what Musk is writing on his Twitter. The prophecy has been fulfilled. He's talking about prophecy. This isn't the first time. 69.9% Trump. Blinking, you missed it. I don't know what the hell this.
Yeah, but turn those nines around. What is those?
666. Oh boy.
You got me now thinking, Gregory. Just throwing out.
It's just like, why did they do this stuff? Why are they talking about prophecy? Just don't even talk about it, dude.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Because they can. That's why. It really is just like because they can. They're like, pop, we'll put it up there because they can do whatever they want.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, I think the next platform that needs to change is YouTube. So I don't know what happens. I think that's been taken. Do you think Elon will ever somehow we talked about that earlier, will ever get in there and try to clean it up so it's not as bad?
I honestly, like, when it comes to Elon, and, everybody's like, well, if he didn't buy Twitter, then, like, who knows where we would be? Like, we would, like, thank God he bought Twitter, right? But it's like, why was he allowed to buy Twitter? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, if they really wanted to stranglehold this, like, free speech.
I was just about to say, if they want you'd be by now,
or not even easily. Just like, not even the off. I did the wrong hand gesture, but I'm just saying, like, if they wanted you
talking off,
if they wanted to clamp down on free speech, just like they did in 2020, and they wanted to censor Motherload, why would they even dangle the proposition of selling Elon Twitter? Right? And that's my whole thing is like,
to X.
I'm like, dude, this is all a big freaking, it's a big scam, dude. Like, we're being sold a bill of like, hey, we're letting you talk, we're letting you make money, we're letting you like spread whatever the hell you want to spread all over Twitter.
It'll be good 4 to 8 years, and then we'll switch things slowly. They'll boil us slowly on things that we'll probably pick up on, but the majority patriot may not.
Well, I gotta say this: be careful what you say on Twitter, X, because Elon is using that information to feed his data algorithms. He's even admitted it. Grok, the AI that's embedded in X, is trained with all of the user data, whether you like it or not. When you sign up for that freaking program, his AI is using whatever you're writing, whatever you're responding to. The human response on social media is being completely recorded. So that might come back to bite you in the ass once they implement this whole social credit score system, because I feel like that's definitely coming, dude.
I mean, I agree. I kind of went through that social credit score recently with Uber, my app. Yeah, I'll tell the story very quickly. So I arrived in Toronto Saturday night, and then I always give every driver 5 stars, and I always tip 25%. And usually I'm just quiet, or I'll talk, and I do like to talk on here, but I'm just to myself. And then, I get a thing saying, hey, tip your driver, which I did, 25%, 5 stars. And then 30 minutes later, and this is about 11 o'clock at night, and my ride was at 7 o'clock. Uber sends me an email saying, your attention is required here. Your rate is very low, and we will deactivate your account, meaning I can't use Uber or or their app as well for balloon. Sorry, it's not a party. Trust me.
Oh boy.
And and then I was talking with everybody and a few of my friends about it, and I went and I have a score of 4.35 out of 5, and I'm sitting there saying, I didn't know I get scored, and everyone who lives in the States says they don't have one. Is that true? If everyone can in the chat see if you click on your account, do you have a score, or is it just here in Canada?
So
and I have 18 rides that gave me 5 stars. And I have one or two that gave me one as a customer.
As a passenger, you get rated.
And I'm getting rated as a passenger. And I give everybody, even when I order food, even if my order is wrong by accident, they still have to drive here, park the car, buzz in, come up 6 floors. I always give 25%. I'm in a service industry. I understand that. So everybody in our group here that knows the story is like, you just got penalized for being a polite Canadian. But yeah, we up here apparently get scored. And I can't think of why I got a 1 or a 2 and why they would send an email to me saying you're going to get deactivated. And I thought it was a scam. So I clicked on the app and there it is. And I said, I just tipped this guy 25% and gave him a 5-star 30 minutes ago. Like, what is this? So,
oh my God, dude, that is like nuts.
Stay tuned, because I'm going to give them a call and be like, you guys can go yourself. I'll go to Lyft. But yeah, I actually thought it was a spam. And I'm like, yeah. And then it tells me the things I could do to get a better score. Be polite. Don't be intoxicated. Like things that I'm not. But I got a social credit score on Uber, apparently.
Oh my dear Lord.
And I was bitter. I went to dinner with my friend the night after that. He's like, hey, calm down. Because I started to hulk up a little bit. He's like, don't be dropping the leg on anybody. Just because when you call, and I haven't called them yet.
Well,
but
what did you fart in the guy's car or something? What did you do?
Nothing.
Okay. Yeah. See, that is like, that to me is the scariest thing. I did not fart
too hard. If I have to let something go, I wait till I'm out of the car. I do eat a lot of protein.
Oh yeah.
But I ain't gonna stink up anybody's car.
For sure, dude.
I don't reek of alcohol. I'm very polite. Like I feel like I'm pleading my case here.
Dude.
But I am. That's it. So
I see, like,
crowd score.
But that kind of stuff, I can't believe that they're gonna let people rate, because I mean, if you don't tip, they can score you down, dude. You know what I mean?
Well, that's a good point. A couple of times the ride, because the traffic in Toronto is very bad. I was there in May, and then August I thought it was bad, and just recently, and like the ride to the airport at 7:30 at night should have been 45 minutes. It was a 75-minute ride, and if they're mad, then don't accept the ride. That's why I'm giving you 25% tip, because I'm like, hey, I get it's not that great. So maybe one guy, I just don't get it. I don't get it. I was just like, I was hurt. Listen, this is a hurt flex right now. This is me pleading my case. Like, that's why I could never run for office, because I'd be upset that I didn't win every state, No, it's just whatever. They gave me a score, but they said, if you don't improve your score, we're going to deactivate you. And I want to call them up and say, this is not how you treat a customer. Go and you can see that I had to take out a second mortgage with the amount of food I was ordering after, I sold my house and all my stuff was in storage. And I understand, the service industry, and I'll tip very well,
Yeah.
Always will.
See, that is just nuts, dude. I can't believe that. So yeah, keep us informed. Hopefully you get that score back up.
Really got my hair on my back up.
So here's the results as of 8:10, 6 minutes ago. Trump at 214, Kamala at 179.
He's been stuck there for a bit now.
He was at 212, so he's gone up 2.
Okay.
And yeah, Kamala's been at 179 since the West Coast went blue. So
okay.
But yeah, Trump has 54 million votes so far. Kamala has 48 million. So Alaska is yet to be called. Hawaii is yet to be called. Nevada has yet to be called. So a lot of these states.
Was that the popular vote you just said?
These are just total votes. So maybe that's the popular vote that Danielson was talking about.
So can you explain to us slow Canadians why there's a popular? I would think the popular vote would be the one because you're most popular, you win. So
Yeah.
what's the difference between popular and electoral?
Because
and I know
what happens
is
so what happens
I don't
is
get
if
it.
you have a populated area like a blue city that has a lot of population and they vote for a Democrat, then that's not very fair, right? Because
Yeah.
every state should have a say, and that's why the electoral college is so important. Because yes, your electorates or your electoral counts, like it's based on your population, and they have like zones and all this stuff that they can kind of make it. They make it weird. But
yeah. But why not just get rid of the popular? Like, does it really even matter?
no, they want to bring it back in, dude. So like, the mainstream media will tell you the popular vote is the way to go, and we need to get rid of the electoral college. But it's like, no,
Okay.
because then smaller states or states with smaller populations won't have as much sway as they should. You know,
Because what I found interesting, and this is why I didn't understand that, is that Hillary apparently won the popular vote, but Trump got over 300, which is considered a big win. And I was like, how do you win the popular? Like, how do they figure that out? When you go on there, you say, yes, popular, Kamala, popular, but electoral votes, Trump. It's just kind of like, it's just like, what?
dude, Trump just got a big bump here. He got 16, 16 electoral votes. I believe it was North Carolina. Yeah, North Carolina. Called for Trump. So now Trump is at 230.
All right.
He is 40 electoral votes away from winning. So we shall see, everybody. We shall see. But he's going to win. I'm just saying. It's in the cards. Elon called it. It's the prophecy is being fulfilled, everybody.
It is. I'm not worried about him not winning or the internet going down or aliens coming. Like we talked about everything the last few months. It's almost, and I'm not trying to jinx it, but we were all expecting something crazy.
Yeah.
And it's so far seems to be quite smooth.
Dude, and where was the October surprise?
I think the crazy comes after this until the next 6 months. Maybe, they always said they wanted to change the real inauguration, the real or the new or the previous inauguration was like in March when it was the Republic and you guys weren't a corporation. So maybe that's what the case is, that Trump won't be inaugurated till March 4th to follow the calendar, follow the whole Q thing. Cause I really thought Biden was only going to be in for 3 months and Trump would be back in March of 2020. And then I realized you need 4 years of shit to wake up people if that was the plan, and I still believe there is some plan.
But here's the deal,
don't know
though.
who's running it.
Here's the deal. Like you wake people up to vote for Trump over Kamala. But eventually that Democrat that you thought you woke up will eventually vote for another Democrat once there's somebody better. Right. So I'm just saying, like, did you really wake people up, or is it just a temporary transition? You know what I mean? Like, I guess Trump's better than this bullshit that we're going through, right?
Yeah. And I don't think you'll ever wake people up until the main media is cleaned out somehow. I think even though less people are on there, the people that are on there are the ones that are voting 179 electoral votes for Kamala.
Yeah.
So, and again, I just don't know how that's fixed, as much as this type of content and, Dan Bongino, Louder Crowder broke a record. They had over 500,000 live streamers, 500,000 people, which was more than 2020.
Is that on YouTube or was that Rumble?
That was Rumble.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Rumble. Even Dan Bongino was like, all right, those were some numbers. Now, it's not as good as our 25 people here, who, by the way, should be hitting the like button and subscribing. Yes, guys, listen.
It's an intimate show, okay?
It's educational. It's, educate, eliminate, stimulate, and motivate. That's what we do here.
Okay.
All in good time.
It's a lot of eights.
A lot of eights.
Right on, dude. Well, hey, so I don't know if we're going to stay on for this entire thing because this could be going for another 3 hours.
Yeah,
So,
no, I think listen, we granted our listeners wishes. They said we'd love for you guys to go live, and maybe this is something we do once in a bit where we can just go on and talk any topic. And I love chatting with everybody in the thing here. But I think maybe we'll just give another 3-4 minutes, finish off at 8:30, and everyone can get back to, TV on. You walk past the TV every so often. Woohoo!
yeah, waiting.
I know
Waiting.
it's 11:30 and over on the east side there, so people are getting tired. I'm just
Dude.
read some more comments
Uh-oh. I think your connection's getting tired. That's
a lot of people are saying screw Uber. They're going to cancel Uber. Yes, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's so well.
Yep. People in the
Am I
chat.
good now? Can you see me?
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah. It's just you go through these blips. I don't know what it is. It's like
It's weird. It's weird.
Dude, I think the election
I just had a
doing something to you.
coaching call on the weekend with someone in the UK, and it was happening. But it looks all good here. Just checking out the rest of the comments. So most of you are thinking over 300. Trump is winning. And let's see what happens the next 3 to 6 months. I think that's really going to test our patience.
Yeah, we just had a big update here
with all this,
So Kamala took a bump in her numbers, so she went up to 187. So she is slowly catching up to Trump. Trump's still at 230. Kamala now at 187. So we shall see. Oof.
And let's just say that she does win. Let's say she does win. Just before we head off here, what do you think happens then? Does Trump just say, because he said if he doesn't win this time, he's not running again. It's just, what do you think, Greg? Let's just say she does win.
Yeah, so if she does,
hypothetically,
I do think that you're going to have people really push for challenging the results, right? So as far as like lawsuits, media coverage, I feel like you'll have on the ground reporters or like people just like, people will be more enthusiastic about going and finding out what is really going on at these polling stations, at wherever they're doing recounts and all that stuff. So I don't think that's going to happen though. Like it doesn't look like that fits any narrative. Like Kamala winning doesn't fit a narrative, right?
Yeah.
Because we've been there, done that, right?
Because
Joe
I
Biden
was
won.
thinking that's it. And I was thinking if it did happen, would that shine a light onto previous years of what happened? And does that, or do they just forget what happened and just move on? That's why I'm kind of stuck with this. Like, are we not talking about that anymore? Like, okay, I guess not.
Yeah.
Moving on. So,
and people are saying world war, right? Maybe there's a world war if she does win to distract everybody, right? Maybe that's when the internet goes out. That's when
we got World War.
Right.
Yeah.
But I think that they need
4,
Trump.
and 5. Well, I'm glad that Mike is being positive about stuff. Mike is calling out World War 3, 4, and 5. This is not WrestleMania where you're just adding on every year.
Come on, brother. But no, I think that if they really wanted to win, honestly, they would have had a better candidate. Right?
That's
such
the
a
argument
weak,
I was having with my friend yesterday.
It's
saying,
a weak
like,
candidate,
they purposely, first of all, there's no democratic process. She just was put in there.
Yeah.
So the one party that's talking about how Trump is this, and that, you just did it.
Exactly.
So I'm sitting there going like, I really think it's just to push those numbers to the point, like, let's have him win. Not saying that they're going to fudge the numbers for him to win. Obviously, there's quite a bit of support for him. But it's the whole, hey, we're going to not have the VP certify the election. So that's not on her now. And we're going to have a bit of a battle maybe in Congress, which I can see it coming. So,
maybe. I actually think, there might be a little pushback for a while. because, there's still money to be made with the anti-Trump movement. Like there's some really freaking weird people out there. But like, I think that once they've squeezed that berry dry, they will basically just allow Trump to do whatever, and then the economy will collapse. Because that is the last card that they have, is collapsing the economy. Because it's already kind of being set up.
Their administration, they do it under Trump's,
yeah, to make them look bad, right? And so, what are you going to do? Let's pull the plug on this election. Let's let Trump get in. Within the next 4 years, we'll crash the economy. We're already setting up FedCoin. We got this frickin' Bitcoin thing going on. Trump's already all on board with that, right? I mean, Peter Thiel funded and basically paid for, what's his nose, J.D. Vance's campaign. You know what I'm saying? Like a big, significant chunk of his campaign was funded by Peter Thiel. So I'm like, Peter Thiel's all about surveillance, Palantir, Bitcoin, all that stuff, dude. So I'm just not into it,
And listen, CNN wants Trump to win. Why? Because their numbers will go up. They have someone to talk about now. So it's a win-win for them, because everyone's like, oh no, if Trump wins, he's going to clean all that out and arrest all these people. And
I say
I'll
maybe
see when I believe it.
I say maybe, because I think that the hate Trump, like Trump's a fascist, sexist, bigot, I think that window has shrunk. And I was just talking about that berry being squeezed. I feel like it's almost just dry, dude, because they've seen what Biden and Kamala can do, and they're going, dude, Trump is better. What are you talking about? Like my
that's interesting. That's interesting because up here in Canada, quite a few people still watch. I think CNN's numbers, as high as they are or low as they are, they're higher because of us here in Canada. There's a lot of Canadians that still watch.
Canadians in airports, so they just turn it on at airports and let it go.
Yeah, we don't get it. We don't get it.
Dennis S. in the chats is saying the government here in Germany hates Trump. So,
but any government would, if he's supposed to be the guy that's supposed to clean out corruption, right? Like, when I saw Trudeau congratulate Biden and Harris, I was like, oh, and I wasn't sure about him yet, and I was like, oh, all right.
Weird.
As soon as that happened, the whole Build Back Better shit was coming in, and I'm like, oh, here we go. Here we go.
So we have Alexis 8 in the chat saying Fox News is saying Kamala harlot. I like that. It 193 to Trump 216, but we're clearly seeing here on
I don't know about Fox.
AP, already has Trump at 230. So I don't know. That's one thing, dude. It's like, can't we just get one place to call this shit and just be like, hey, this is what the number is? So
but that wouldn't be fun though, and keep us scared and on our toes and divided. keep us going.
I get it, dude.
Keep us going.
Right on, guys. Well, hey, it is 8:30. We've been on here an hour and a half ish. So
hour and a half. We gave you 90 minutes of superior election insights.
There we are. Right.
And predictions. Yeah.
Hell yes, everybody. So thank you guys so much for joining the live show and chatting away with us. Like Flex was saying, we might do this once a month, depending on the stream. I don't know what the heck's going on, dude. I feel so bad when you get the bit rate problem.
Yeah, I'm not sure. And I think it could be, we can chat offline about it. I was asking my IT specialist Dexter what it could be, and he thinks it might be because I use Chrome instead of Safari.
Ooh.
And now if he's still watching this, he's gonna give me shit because I actually use Safari when I do my other calls. I just realized, so it might be Chrome.
Okay, well, let's try that next time. But
this was fun, man. I just like being able to talk not any topic, but we just kind of went in different directions, but still within the realm of the election. Got to chat with everybody. We got a good, 28, 29 people that were in here. Like we said, guys, please subscribe, like, and comment. I love seeing people being like, I love your show. How are you not getting more people? Well, we need someone to buy YouTube so we can get more people,
Exactly.
Just, for that reason. Help showing is growing and growing is caring and whatever the saying is. And
hell yes, everybody. All right. Well, yeah. Awesome. Flex. So glad you're back, dude. I missed you.
Oh, well, I missed you guys too. I mean, Brandon killed it, and you have to go back and listen. And I went back and listened to the first episode. And if you just,
it's a lot.
I had a little bit of my pen laid on the couch. It was like Sunday afternoon, and I was just like right into it and understanding that stuff. So we want to always bring as many different guests on here, different views, different points. And, I mean, we're all one merry family here. We're just trying to live life and get on with life. And now I'm going to go watch Squid Games. I started watching it last night.
Nice, dude. Okay. I'll have to check that out.
Greg, I was just like, what is going on here? I'm like, oh my God.
Oh, it's crazy, dude. Like from what I've seen, I'm like, this looks insane. Yeah. Like
I stayed up till midnight and I was like, no, I'm going to bed. And of course, might have had a couple Squid Game dreams going on. So I'm going to go and grab a couple episodes maybe and watch, and hopefully in the morning, you guys are okay.
Yeah.
Nothing's blown up.
I think we'll be fine, dude. So
I think you'll be okay.
Awesome. Well, again, everybody, thank you so much. And until next week, everybody, stay steamy, stay safe.
Yes, sir.